That's it, right? Like that's got to be it. It's actually inconceivable to me that it wouldn't be it. Good morning to you. Good Thursday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports, reduced to being a babbling fool when it comes to this subject. This is Daily Shot of Pirates. It comes your way bright and early every weekday. If you're into football and or hockey, I also offer daily shots of Steelers and Penguins in the same place that you found this. Cardinals 5, Pirates 0 yesterday in St. Louis. That's the 7th loss in a row. That's 10 losses in the last 11 games. That's 12-26 overall. Just pause for a moment and process that. And then juxtapose it against whatever anybody's most pessimistic possible expectations could have been. If you're the world's biggest cynic, if you actually just wanted to see them do badly, you never would have thought they'd win 12 out of their first 38 games, or that they'd be shut out in 7 of those 38 games. Or even for that matter, that they would just be so bad at so many things. And listen, I know, okay? I'm running out of material here. Have a heart. I'm doing one of these every day. And yet, the storylines don't change within the scores. So it's one thing to say, well, all they do is lose all the time. But it's not even that. It's that they lose the same way, the same ways all the time. And I'm no longer even capable of coming up with fresh ways to say fire everybody or sell the team or whatever it is, because there aren't any. In fact, from back when I started it late last summer, now it's like everywhere, and there's a lot of people way more clever than me coming up with really inventive ways to do that. So I don't even have that going for me anymore. So I'm just going to keep this boring. They need to be fired today. Enough regrets about they could have been fired. You could have had the whole off season. You could have brought in a new management team. You could have added people around Paul Skeens and energized the fan base, sold more tickets, had bigger crowds, had more favorable crowds. Could have done all that. Didn't do any of it. Instead, just went and Tommy Phammed the entire off season. Well, this is what you get for Tommy Phamming. But that doesn't mean it has to go on forever. That doesn't mean that whatever commitments or sense of loyalty that Bob Nutting might have toward Ben Cherington and or Derek Shelton, it just doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter. Nutting had a really, really, really tight relationship with Clint Hurdle, and he fired Hurdle when things went bad. He also was really, really nervous about firing Neil Huntington and Frank Coonley. Did that too. Whatever it is, get over it. Whatever it is, end it. Today, listen to... Actually, no. Don't listen to me. Listen to your manager. This is yesterday at Busch Stadium after the Pirates' latest loss. This was the press conference, if you want to call it that. It was the session between Shelton and the 2 independent Pittsburgh outlets traveling to cover the team, one of which is DK Pittsburgh Sports. And then you'll also hear the voice of the Sportsnet Pittsburgh reporter whose team affiliated. Listen to the whole thing. Takes a minute and 6 seconds. Just listen to, don't even worry about what it is that Shelton's saying. Listen to his intonation. Listen to how totally out on this he is. Just listen.
Take away from a quality start from Mitch today.
Yeah, I thought Mitch threw the ball well. I mean, they scored a run on, Scott was moving on a single, and we're talking about one of the faster guys in the game, and then ground ball down the line in a jam shot. But I thought overall he had really good stuff.
What did you like from Sonny, or not like, what did you see from Sonny Gray today?
Ability to execute the ball to both sides of the plate. Sinker and the cutter looked like they were working. I mean, I know he hasn't been as sharp as of late, but I think this is the guy we saw earlier in the year.
What kind of adjustments do you feel like you guys could have made against Sonny?
I think that's a tough one today because of the fact that he executed and we really couldn't get anything going.
beneficial to the way the season has started? Either you or the team, however you want to answer. How do you keep your head up?
I mean, we just have to. We got to figure out a way to get through this.
What's the message to the team to get through this?
I think right now that's what we're working through. I wish I had a good answer for that.
I know offensively, still kind of trying to look for answers as to how to just kind of adequately provide support, for the starting pitchers, all yesterday and Mitch today.
Yeah, I mean, we got to score runs. I mean, we're throwing the ball well, and we're not getting anything to show for it.
My friends, I've covered that man's entire tenure here. That's not him. That's some faded, beat up, worn down, get me out of here remnant of him. He's cooked. He knows he's cooked. And if he's not cooked today, he's cooked at season's end. And no matter what kind of terminology I use, it's just the way I talk. Don't take any of that to mean like glee or something. This is a really good guy. This is someone who has worked his rear end off to get where he is, and then since he's been in Pittsburgh. But he hasn't been good at this. And the general manager over his head hasn't been good at this. And a lot of people around both of them haven't been good at this. And they all know that the end is coming. And it's so unhealthy for the entire environment of this team. I've shared this with you on this show before. I'm going to do it again. There are no people on this planet, not the best CAI experts, who are more adept at seeing right through situations than baseball people. They're unbelievable at it. I don't know if it's from a lifetime sitting in the dugout trying to steal signs or watching who spits their sunflower seeds out a certain direction to try to determine which way their changeup is going to come in on righties. But they are unlike any species in existence in this regard. They see all of this. They sense all of this. It needs to stop. It needs to be today. It's a day off for the team. You do it today, you're not embarrassing anybody. You're not doing it where reporters like me can be around or people can film it, as happened with Hurdle. Just stop it. Stop it today. When we come back, J1Q.
It's Gun Storage Check Week. Help prevent unwanted access to your firearms. No one wants their unsecured gun to be used in an accident, a suicide, or a crime. Use lockboxes, safes, and locks to secure your firearms. Learn more at gunstoragecheck.org. That's gunstoragecheck.org. Brought to you by NSSF, the Firearm Industry Trade Association.
Today's J1Q comes from Dean, who says, DK, should we hope that they continue to tank? Is it possible that this would rankle Bob Nutting enough to just sell the team? I'm certainly not going to any games this year. I just wish everyone would boycott them. I don't think I've ever been so embarrassed as a Bucco fan. It hurts my heart. You actually bring up a few things in there, Dean, and they're not as related as your entry here might make it sound, but I'm going to go through them one at a time. You say, should fans hope that the Pirates continue to tank? Anyone who's listened to this show knows my answer to these things. I don't ever advise fans on how to feel about anything. I'll share with you how I feel, but it doesn't mean that I think you should feel that way. I will say, though, picking your question apart there, they're not tanking. If you know the literal definition of that in the sports context, they're not tanking. They're just not good. Tanking means you're throwing stuff. You're trying to lose. You're trying to angle yourself for a draft pick or something. That's not happening. You then ask if this would rankle Nutting enough to make him sell the team. He's not selling the team. I can always just blow right through that one. And you say you're not going to any games anymore. I just wish everybody would boycott them. And I've brought this up before as well, but you can't boycott the Pirates. There is no such creature because there's nothing effective about it. There's nothing that makes a statement about it. When the stadium is empty, and that's been often in this early going, it sends no message because it's what is expected. The team is this bad. The team is underperforming. The team has lost a lot of fans for a lot of reasons. My goodness, just over the past 2 months, having nothing to do with baseball. So when we see that there's an announced crowd of 8,000, that means tickets in circulation. It's not actual attendance. Or you see the pictures and you see that it looks like there's only a couple thousand there. If that, no one really has a reaction to it. It has no impact. Whereas the crowds that have had an impact, the ones that have affected the Pirates people in a negative way and kind of freaks them out a little bit, is when the place has had a lot of people, or at least enough people, to do those chants. Here again, though, you're free to tell yourself whatever it is that you want. If you think that staying at home is sending them some kind of message, that's up to you. But my goodness, listen to the conversations that we have casually about this team. Listen to how far this has fallen, and try to picture how, what's the word here? Oblivious you have to be, specifically if you're Bob Nutting in this circumstance, to not do anything, to think that there's something more important than straightening this out. It's mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. Get it done. Get it done today for everybody's sake. I appreciate hearing from you, Dean. I appreciate everybody who listens to Daily Shot of Pirates, and maybe we'll have an especially eventful episode tomorrow.